There are some major mistakes people make even on race week. I'm 7 days out from the Berlin Marathon, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to properly plan and execute a taper week. I will highlight what recovery factor is going to make the biggest impact on your performance and how I plan out my nutrition and electrolyte strategy. So team, we are 7 days out from the Berlin Marathon, which means we are deep into taper, which is getting ourselves to that start line in the best physical, mental, and honestly just dialed in state as best as possible. One of the things I've been doing is obviously using Alma. I've been talking about this in the last couple episodes to get us to the start line in a nutritional state. And to celebrate that, we're going to be actually doing an AG1 shakeout run, which is a full circle moment for me because they're one of my first partners. So we're going to teach some people about what Alma is, but then I'm going to get into the video around how we are dialing it in from carb loading to electrolytes, what I'm packing, what my race day nutrition strategy is also like, and of course, the things you must avoid this week when it comes to optimizing performance for race day.
This is without a doubt the fittest I've ever been. Like with the speeds I'm holding, how my breath feels at marathon pace, how my body feels. The question's not a matter of like, could I do it? I genuinely believe I could do it. It's more like as long as my hamstring doesn't pull. Like that's, if I was to be completely honest, you know, I feel great. Just at the back of my head, it's just that one thing. I think when you head into any form of competition or event, you want to be in the right frame of mind to execute. And whether it be, I like to visualize before I go into a race, like me doing the thing and putting myself in the position, calms my nerves a little bit. I mean, mentally it's not going into it with not the wrong expectations, but you feel relaxed more than anything. Like your headspace is connected to your physical presence. You've done everything possible up to this point. There's nothing you can improve this last week, but there's a lot of things you can fuck up. So it's like making sure that you make the right decisions and mentally you're focused on what those are. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like be focused on your goal, going all in, and you're at the 1 yard line. You just now have to execute that last play.
So right now we're heading to bath hours, being a Sunday. Contrast therapy. I wouldn't say you want to do a lot of it this week just because you will start dehydrating your muscles, but flushing out toxins is still something I want to do earlier a bit. So during a marathon taper, you pretty much start to reduce significantly the amount of load you are doing if you weren't aware. So you go through a phase where you are doing so much running, you know, upwards and upwards. You get to peak week, and then as taper goes on, you reduce that to get your body prepared in the best state it can be for the race. And that's what we're doing right now. With less than 5 days until the race itself, I'm having days where I'm not running, which is a really weird feeling considering what you've done for the past 3 months of running almost every single day, getting up and having like a little bit extra time. But today is not one of those days. We actually are running, and it's the last, I'd say, pace workout we do before the actual race on Sunday. And it's not much pace at all. We're gonna do 3Ks easy, 2Ks at marathon pace, and then a couple of stride, I think it's 400 meter efforts. The purpose of this is just to get our body, it's not gonna improve anything. We're not gonna improve our speed or anything at this point of the block, but it's gonna get our mind and body set for the race on Sunday. Let's go West Side Highway. So today's session, 3K easy, 2Ks at marathon pace, 2-minute float, and then 4x400 meters. So the idea, as we know, is to just get the body used to Sunday. Flush it out a little bit, didn't run yesterday. So, do not do anything hectic on race week. That's a big mistake people make. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they still do a hectic session on race week. Do not make that mistake. I speak a lot about really appreciating the journey, and like I'm going into this race under an injury cloud with the hamstring, but I'm still smiling because I get to go to Berlin. I'm definitely the fittest I've ever been with respect to a marathon, but like I'm enjoying myself. So this part of the block, as I just reminisce, I just want to say thank you. What the block's all about. So doing threshold efforts for only 400 meters, or on a couple of Ks of marathon pace, and my body feels really good. And aerobically, not really pumping. So at this stage of the block, this is exactly how you should feel. Just gotta hope the hamstring cooperates on Sunday. One of these mistakes I see people make, particularly on race week, is overdoing it on their sessions. So my total Ks and mileage this week, it's about, honestly, 16 miles, if that, prior to the race. So it's around 20 to 30 Ks. And reality is you can't benefit really from anything this week. So you're only gonna hinder your performance come Sunday. Today's workout, just over 2 miles of actual effort versus the rest of it being completely all chill. Do not go hard on race week. Maybe one session that just gets your tempo going, opens up the hips, opens up the stride, but apart from that, do not go hard on race week.
So how's the hamstring feeling?
Definitely felt it.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely felt that last one. It wasn't like as hard and the magnitude that really pulled it, but like it's there. So
it's on your mind.
Yeah, it's kind of fucking me a bit. Yeah. Reality is, if I push it harder than, like once it comes and you go hard, it's gonna pull.
Right.
So you've got to kind of temper your pace until that point. You can hold on if it's like there, but it's not completely there. But hopefully that happens towards the last 10 Ks more so than the first 30. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. true workout before Sunday's Berlin Marathon in this block. And we look back to everything we've done. As I said earlier, you're not going to benefit from anything here other than getting your cadence, getting your hips open, your hamstrings working. So do not do anything hectic last week of your marathon block. On top of that, just a recap, 3K easy, 2K at marathon pace, 4x4 at threshold, and then 3K easy, pretty chill workout. Time to get the legs rested, focus on the other parameters, how much to carb load, my electrolyte, my race day strategy, circadian rhythm adjustments, and here's the kicker. Should you be getting massage work in your marathon week? I'll reveal that very shortly. Based off today's workout and what I'm trying to target, how much protein should I target today? Target 160 to 180. It gives me updated on my training considerations, my profile factors, and this is what I've been hitting so far. What I like about it is getting smarter from me. So it's adjusting daily and being super accurate to my personalized nutrition. So the more I track, the more I log, the better it is. Fuck yeah, how about that? How good is it you have something to tell you exactly what to eat, when to have it, and if you want to know, why. Alma, baby. Another big mistake I see people make is they do not control the controllable by going shopping at a supermarket prior to the race, or at least a couple of days prior to the race, do their carb load and have at least nutrients and foods available to them whenever they need. So I'm at the grocery store right now. I'm going to show you the basic foods that I always shop for pre-race. So it's now Thursday, so these are all things I'll have over the next couple of days, always have in my hotel, or just have available if I need. Let's get into it. Obviously, given. That's just a given. Now, in the last episode, I obviously went through the 10 foods you must have. And this is no different, but these are things you can control during your pre-race preparation so that you do not suffer. This is how you just do everything right. Carb loading is a massive factor. It can really be the difference between succeeding or failing in your performance goal. Now, there are formulas that you can use and they're really simple to break down. So I'm gonna break this one down for you. Carb loading is a fantastic way to get your body used to storing glycogen. The reason why we start multiple days out is to get your muscles prepared and your liver to do the storing itself. If you're an elite athlete, you are looking anywhere between 8 to 10 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight. However, if you're an everyday legend, or even just someone pushing for like a sub-3 while still holding out a full-time job, you're looking at 5 to 7 grams per kilogram of body weight. If this seems too unrealistic, my rule of thumb is just to add an extra meal high in simple carbohydrates. It's really important you start carb loading multiple days out. Doing so will get your body used to storing a large amount of glycogen over several days. If you just do it the night before, your body won't be used to it, it'll be uncomfortable, and you're likely to not use it efficiently. One thing you really want to avoid is actually fiber, particularly as you get closer to race day. One of the features I've been working on with Alma is to actually take into account the data from your previous few days on your nutrition leading into race day and account for what your actual carb load should look like specific to you. So for example, let's take into account my actual carbs I've been having over the last few days. And then from that, I can ask the question, based on my existing carb intake this week, what should my carb load strategy look like? And then I'll essentially build out what I need to hit every single day. It also has a couple different recipe ideas or even just simple ideas to option up for you. Pretty cool. So all that cost me €14. Very affordable. It's gonna get me a bunch of meals and also supplement my needs for my carb load. Typically we go have a main meal and then you kind of like walking around maybe looking for some extras, because realistically when you are carb loading, it's really hard to go to a restaurant and just continue eating. So in this case, control the controllable, have additional things at home which add on to what you're already having, and that's how you win. Whenever it's marathon week or got some sort of endurance race, I always feel like it's back at university or college. You know? All right, can you add in cup of noodles, please? The chicken flavor. It's German, but it's still the same. Oh no, it's teriyaki. My apologies. Teriyaki chicken flavored cup noodles. The standard ramen style size. That's actually pretty bang on the cows and everything. Wow, that's impressive. One of the coolest things with Alma is actually seeing the image that's generated. Check this out. What we got here? How good's that? That's pretty impressive. There we go. I really believe there's an art to making cup noodles. And when you add too much, not only do they become super soggy, but you dilute the flavor. And they just not go. It's like, I always treat it like a risotto. You should add water as you go, and do not be afraid to add more if you need it, but it should never be soaking in it. It should be just over the top, just like a good oatmeal, and then adding a little bit more if it needs it. Udamas. There we go. Oh, look at this. That is perfect ramen. This is coming from a chef. You guys gotta trust me on this. Look, there's not much liquid because it's all been absorbed because we didn't overdo it. It's all gold medals right there. Yeah, it's all Sub-3 right there. If you never thought I'd be doing cup of noodles, newsflash, guys. Eating performance is actually about timing and simple breakdown of nutritional value. You've done all the work. That's fucking delicious. All right, team. So the next thing I want to show you is what I'll be having before the race and during the race. So this is what we've been doing. Morning of, we're gonna have G1M Sport Plus with G1M Sport, which makes the ultimate cocktail to send it. All right, so that's what we're gonna have. I'm also gonna have some bananas along with some oatmeal. Now this sounds like a lot, but it's gonna be a hot day in the morning. It's gonna be a hot day in general in Berlin. It is meant to be like, it's cool right now, and then just shoots up over the weekend just because we have a marathon. Great for spectating, not ideal running conditions, but it's flat, so we're having a good time. Now I'm gonna have around 150 to 200 grams of carbohydrates, pretty much within the time that I get out of bed. Yeah, so that's gonna be really simple. From that, I may or may not have a go bar as well, but I'll probably take that to the race. What I will be taking definitely the race is beforehand, if my stomach is good, I will have my Go Gel with caffeine. That's 75 milligrams of caffeine along with 24 grams of carbohydrates. You also then at key intervals drop into these bad boys, your gels, which contain really quick hit carbohydrate energy. So what we're gonna do is before the race, if my stomach's feeling good, I'm gonna have a Go Gel with 75 milligrams of caffeine. So that's caffeinated Go Gel. Then every 25 minutes after that, 30 minutes or so, I'm gonna have a Go Gel, which is 24 grams of carbohydrates solo. I'll then continue to have those, and then depending on where I'm at, the last couple of 25 blocks, call them, I'll decide whether or not I need to have one more of these. The idea behind the caffeine is it has been shown to lower the rate of perceived exertion. So you may feel not as tired as you actually are because of the caffeine. So it is 4:30 p.m. I'm gonna try and get to bed a bit later tonight to try and hold on to that circadian rhythm. But I've still got another 150 grams of carbohydrates according to Alma to hit. So I've got a full dinner really, and then maybe a bit of dessert. So I'm on track, which is great. Just a reminder, this is the future of running, where you have robots create your shoes that are really sustainable and lightweight. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of me wearing the light sprays, particularly when I was in Switzerland at St. Moritz, but it was an incredible experience. If I had not dedicated my last block so much to the cloud boom strikes, I probably would be putting these on. You never know. There it is. Crazy. In relation to race week, I drop off my caffeine, and this is the hardest thing about the whole race prep for me. It's the last week and how much I reduce my caffeine, because I want to, obviously make sure it has ill effects on my sleep, which I don't think it does naturally, because I have a very decent sleep once I get into my routine. But the major reason is to optimize the caffeine that comes my way once I get into the race. So by kind of like taking it away makes it a bit more sensitive to the effects of it once I use it during the race. So I'll drop from 3 to 2 coffees, and I won't really have anything after 12. And today we're gonna hit the expo. I'm staying off my feet as much as possible. I even rode like a line bike 800 meters because I just was trying to get as much time off my feet. I'm gonna be doing a lot of walking later, well, more than I would like, just because I've got some activations and events. So big lesson to people leading into a few days out from the race week is do not stay on your feet. Take time off your feet. It's okay to, for once, take the escalator, take the lift, get on an electric bike, which I rarely say, just get on a bike. You know what I'm saying? Effectively, chill the F out. The lady told me that, see the little sign down the bottom? It means I get a poncho after the race. Score. Okay team, so here's the final point. Jet lag. Yes, do not neglect the effects of jet lag. It's effectively all around circadian rhythm. Now you have a 24-hour clock, which is circadian rhythm. It's actually a bit more than that, but I won't go into it. And there's a couple ways you can combat that so that your body doesn't think it's 2 a.m. when it gets to the start line. Believe it or not, you do not perform at your best when your body thinks it's 2 a.m. Now, for every hour of time difference there is, so there's 6 hours between New York and Berlin, you allow a full day of travel to adjust. So for me, I've had I usually would do 6 days for 6 hours, but I've only had 4 days, so I do an hour and a quarter. Now, it's not ideal, but it's the best I can do. Just like if someone's from Australia, they're not gonna have 12 days to just get optimized for jet lag. You might, but that's reality. The second thing is to not change your sleeping habits. So every night I have my AGZ, and I'm reading fiction before bed. So Pierce Brown, I love your Lightbringer, by the way. Great part of the Red Rising series. These two things for me are principled. Don't adjust your sleep routine, keep to as best as possible, and just get to bed an hour a little bit earlier than you typically would. Simple to do, get your body start line in its optimized state. All right, team, it is 9:24 p.m., which means it's time for bed. And it is almost time for the end of this episode. But before we do, I wanted to leave you with something. Up until this point, you've witnessed a number of different episodes around value. This week, the team and I really want to dial in the last week and how it can be lost just like that by not focusing. You've trained hard, you've done the tempo sessions, you've done the long runs, you've carbo loaded throughout the month. Now it's important that you dial in the particulars because you've gotten to the 99-yard line. You've just got 1 yard to go. Do not fumble the football by losing focus. Know your carbo loading strategy, understand your electrolytes, adjust your circadian rhythm when you need to. Don't be doing any silly mistakes or anything stupid. It is true that some of the best teams that lose to opponents Do so not because the other team wins, but because they lose to themselves. Stay focused, stay locked in. If you're running Berlin on Sunday, I can't wait to run it with you. And if you have another race, just stay focused. Team, I will see you in the next video with a medal around my neck holding a beer stein. Big fan of all of you. Much love, and I'll see you in the next episode.